What is going on, family? Hopefully you are doing absolutely wonderful this beautiful day. Wherever you are in the world, I just welcome you here with open arms. My name is Dr. Brian McElderry. I'm a holistic life and business coach, speaker, and author, and I am reintroducing myself onto this platform of YouTube. I was formerly here with a different mission of helping people along their health journey and their fitness journey, and giving a little insight into my life, but I've evolved and grown over the last 4 years of entrepreneurship and my personal journey of discovery of who I am and what I was called to do on this earth. So that is the sole purpose of this particular channel, is to allow myself and other people that I want to bring ideas from onto this platform. It's just kind of open arms, but I said I cannot keep this message off of this platform that I know people are coming for resources for free, to let them benefit as well. So if that sounds good to you, that you want to master your life, you want to create abundance in love, money, and impact, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit a like for me as well. Just go ahead and do that, because I've got some amazing content coming forward, as well as in this video. So I'm just not introducing myself, but I'm actually giving you a message that you can take. Okay, if you want to hear more of my story and this is your first time here, I will link my story, my personal story, down below, so you can say, hey, I don't know if I trust this guy. I don't know who he is. He's coming on here talking about personal development and mastery just like everyone else. What makes him any different? I made that story for you so you can hear my journey from what I thought I was called to do and who I thought I was, to right now speaking to you to this day as a natural introvert and somebody that is a natural overthinker and overcomplicator, and one that had a blueprint to life, but it shifted and it transitioned and I had to pivot. And that has made me so much stronger. It's built up my mental muscle to where now I can speak life into other people for a living. And I want to help you do that for your own self, empower you to be the best version of yourself in your own right, whatever that is that you want out of your life. So we're going to discover that here together. And hopefully you join me along the journey by, again, hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, and turn on those notification bells, because since I've been last on YouTube, I know people get, lost in videos and they're looking for people's videos. So go ahead and hit that bell for me as well. I'm looking forward to taking you along the journey with me and hearing more about your journey down below in the comments, or if you want to message me on any of my other social platforms or reach out to me personally, I'm here for that as well. But let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. So the first topic that I kind of wanted to go over, which is already in the title as you see, is this barrier of resistance, this wall that we keep hitting. Why do we keep hitting this wall? Why is it that everyone is breaking through? Why is it that people are making more money? Why is it that people are thriving and maybe someone is not? So if you're on this channel and you are abundantly flowing with whatever you have going on in your life, that's wonderful. How do we maximize that, right? To propel all of us forward. How do you not self-sabotage when you're getting and receiving all those things that you have chased for so long? If you're on the other hand and you're like, Brian, I just don't know when it's going to happen for me, I want to let you know as well that we're here on this channel for that reason too. So this is a welcoming community, and I call people family on all my platforms is simply because I truly believe that if we come together as a cohesive unit, we can find that each and every one of us has value to give. And when we discover that, you will see that a lot of people are missing out on the connections that they could be making from simply believing and having this thought process that someone is either beneath them or above them, so we can't communicate. There's this resistance barrier that you're feeling upon your life, and in of 2020 as well. We've all felt it in some way. I know for me, I felt it at the beginning of this year, to where you had this high, right? This dopamine hit, this hormone that hits you, the hormone, the good feeling hormone that makes you excited inside and happy. But in that moment, it begins to decline afterwards as the happiness is not fulfilled or sustainable. So again, I had to set the foundation for us. I had to paint the picture. Let me paint another picture for you. This is a shopping season, right? There's a lot of people obviously buying gifts, and for those that are not, I congratulate you because you've withheld, or maybe you're reinvesting it elsewhere. Or maybe this wasn't the year of really buying things because you don't know what's going to come upon us for the new year and new seasons. So what I want to paint the picture with you is that when you're buying something, right, you anticipate having something in your life, whether it's typically a materialistic thing. There's this brief second of excitement before you even get the thing, right? There's this brief second, or maybe it prolongs, right? Imagine something sitting in your cart. We're doing a lot of online shopping now, so imagine something sitting in your cart, and all week you're just waiting for the sale to happen. You're waiting until you get the funds in the bank. You're waiting until something happens till you can purchase and receive that item. But what happens when you make the purchase? There's a bit of you that feels like, okay, it's done. Now I can go back to my life, right? The anticipation, the dopamine was hit when we were excited about something happening. So when that happens and you purchase and you get the thing, it slowly declines. For most people, when it does not decline, you will see that that is where something or someone brings you joy. We can evaluate this in our lives on an everyday basis by asking ourselves questions more diligently. We can ask ourselves what we actually want in life and what will actually bring us true joy. So when we are trying to fight this barrier of resistance, what's the first step? Brian, what's the first step you recommend this access or this wanting to be better in a new season? How do we get through the tough times, the unprecedented times, the times of chaos? And there's this concept called the power of pull. I recommend the book, The Power of Pull, and it talks about this pulling back instead of pressing forward so much. I like to make examples. I like to make analogies. I like to make metaphors at times. And what I find is that the more we push against something, right? The more we push against something, for example, it's a wall right here. If I push it and continue to push it, at a certain point, my energy is going to be so drained until I pull back, reallocate my energy to my thought process, to how I can break through this wall, to say, I can't do this continuously because I'm going to run out of energy. I've got to pull back a little bit, and then maybe I need another tool. Maybe I need to bring somebody in to help me. Maybe I need to talk to somebody first about how to break through walls. Everything in our lives is in flow. When we realize that everything in life is in flow, there's this consistent ebb and flow. There's this consistency of it's got to go down to come back up. Just like the stock market, it's got to go down to come back up. There's got to be a supply and demand that happens in our lives. It happens every day for us. So the first step I recommend is you've got to gain access when you pull back. Okay? What do I mean by that? This year, we've had to pull back. We've had to social distance. We've had to, remove ourselves from the normalcy. There's no normal because if there was normal, there wouldn't be growth. Okay, so let's get that clear. We had to pull back to realize that we've got to access different rooms. We've got to access different skill sets. We've got to access different pieces of knowledge base. We've got to access different ways of thinking and operating our lives. But a lot of the times it takes something coming to hit us for us to do that and realize it internally. You know when you feel like you've been pushing and pushing and pushing because it feels like I'm exhausted, I'm tired, nothing's moving, I can't do this anymore. That's what happens. But what happens in that intermediate phase, that gap, is where you begin to implement steps to break through. So access, we have to begin accessing different rooms, different information, different pieces of opportunities that we can seek out, different people. Step one. Step two is we must begin, when we access these new things, we must begin to attract those good things around us. Well, Brian, what are you talking about, man? Are you talking about like manifestation? Are you talking about just abundant thinking? Like, you're talking about faith? Are you talking about prayer? Like, what are you talking about when you begin to just attract it? When you pull back, that frees up a lot of energy. It frees up a lot of space. It frees up a lot of creative ways of thinking for you to actually optimize your life. You can only act and conceptualize so much on a daily basis that if you keep pressing and keep pushing, it's actually going to begin deconstructing what you actually want. It's actually going to begin pushing the people, pushing the things further away from you because you haven't pulled back to analyze, assess, access. So when you do that first step, naturally, there's going to be more room for attraction. There's going to be more room for you to give energy to people that you couldn't have before. There's going to be more room for you to actually save and invest and move your money around or think about how you can create new funds and new streams of income. And the last piece is actually achieving that breakthrough, achieving that one thing that you were looking to just get through, that goal that you were trying to attain, that it actually happens. What happens here is there's another barrier of resistance. There's another level. So you think about where you are in your life right now, and you think that you have made it and you're just going to stay underneath this window. Well, time is inevitable. So ultimately, if you aren't growing, if you aren't trying to think of new ways of attracting and accessing new bits of information, new people, whatever it is that you're wanting or longing for, you will see that barrier is going to hit you regardless. It's going to hit you because life is moving on. And when you're surrounded by people that are on this growth journey consistently and you're remaining constant, you're going to get bypassed. And everything that's left behind for everyone that's growing, it's going to hit you right in the face. So you have to, when you achieve, you begin this process all over again. Now you can begin doing it for yourself consistently. I like to implement this process for me every single month, quarter, sometimes on a weekly basis. I like to pull back, right? And you can think of this as a self-care Sunday, or maybe it's a certain day of the week that you just pull back for a second. You begin saying, where can I reallocate my energy? Where can I reallocate my funds? Where can I begin accessing different bits of pieces of information? Where can I begin attracting new things into my life by putting small things in place now? So when I get that next level of success, it doesn't hit me in the face. And we don't experience imposter syndrome. We don't experience this level of self-sabotage for a lot of people. They get something and they begin immediately saying that I'm grateful, but I don't think I deserve this. Right? Have any of you guys felt that? Have you felt this non-worthiness of something that you've had in your life happen for you? Right? We've all felt it, just even a little bit. that's when the resistance is happening, because you've gotten something and you haven't acknowledged that you've been through the process and that it's time to start that process over again. Okay? So these are the 3 steps that I recommend. Begin accessing new things, begin attracting new things. And then when you get the achievement, when the goal happens, you've got to restart over again and continue this curve, this exponential growth that you're actually longing for, wanting. All right. If this helped you out in any way, gave you a new concept, if you've read this book before, or if you've heard of this concept, I want to hear your comments down below. Share this video out with anyone you think will benefit. Don't forget to hit me a like. Go ahead and do that, because it helps actually more people get to this platform so they can hear this message too. And if you would do me a favor as well, before you leave, is just go ahead and hit this bell icon as well as the subscribe button so you get notified of new videos that I make consistently. All right, so I am so glad to be back on this platform speaking to you, whether new or old. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you want to see any information that I have, it'll be down in the description and you can check those things out for yourself. Until next time, thank you so much.